What are the little changes that we need to make that could change an outcome in a situation?
What's an example that anyone could relate to?
A big example that I think a lot of people can relate to is I think there's a lot of people that are like me. They might not like to be told what to do. I don't know. I mean, it's just me. You're not
I
the
love
boss of
it.
me syndrome. You're not the yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're not the boss of me syndrome. And what
Correct.
happens is when someone tells us what to do unsolicited, we hear it in a voice in a negative capacity, meaning we hear it in the stern parent, the teacher that was hard on us, the coach that was like hard on us. We hear it in that voice and it creates resistance. So instead of telling, it's asking the person. And I'm not just saying, do I have permission to share an observation with you? Because right then you already know what.
Yeah, it's going to
the
be
news
negative.
coming ain't going to be good, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be good. It's,
Right.
how open would you be to hearing something or me sharing something I've observed? Or one of the things I love doing too is creating metaphors for things, right? Like what we talked about with the recipe earlier. People can
Right.
relate to things like that. So it's asking the questions instead of telling, but asking them in a way that isn't a closed-ended yes or no question. It's a question that really helps the person think, which gets them talking. And when they're talking, they're answering their own questions.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the cool part. And there's an art to it. You got to practice it.
You do.
In order to be good at it. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
You really do. To develop that nuanced skill, you have to practice it.
Without a doubt.
And you know what I think is not talked about enough is when you actually practice how to phrase questions and how to connect with people and how to make people feel as if they're important,
Yes.
you actually listen at a much higher level.
Because you're not just showing you care, you
Right.
actually do care.
Do you actually
Right?
care?
If you go into the conversation thinking, how can I help this person? And it's a blank slate, you have a much higher opportunity to actually help them than going in and going, I already know what their problem is. I've seen this before. Well, there are times where we give absolutely brilliant advice for the absolute wrong problem.
Correct.
Not everybody is the same. And
Are you
and
following me with a camera?
I'm living it, girl. I'm living it. I mean, none of us are perfect. This
Right.
is life, right? But it's an art to be able to sit back and say, I'm not going to give any advice. I'm going to go into this next conversation, whether we call it a tough conversation, a hard conversation, or just a fact-finding conversation, and just say, I'm going to play the question game.
Yes.
I'm not going to answer anything unless it's in the form of a question.
A question.
And that's so much fun and somewhat frustrating.
Right.
But it's a very fun game. I love people that I'm working with that are looking to change their language and to get better at this. I have them play the question game with their family without their family knowing. Like the next time you sit down at the dinner table, play the question game. And let's just see what happens. See if you can do it without getting caught. That's how you win the question game.
I'm sure if they have teenagers, the teenagers love it.
Yeah. No. Whatever.
No, I think that it is fun. And you know what? Why not add some humor and some joy into refining your skills for what you're using in your career?
Absolutely. You know why? Humor anchors it at a deeper level,
Yes.
right? The same way, like if you screw something up and you can laugh about it, you're going to remember it, but you're going to remember the positive. It's not only going to be, oh, I shouldn't do this anymore. It's okay. And here's how I went on. I survived, right?
Yeah,
and I'm
here's how
still
I picked
here.
myself up and
Exactly.
took a bow and made it right,
Exactly.
or moved ahead.
You trip on your face in front of the crowd, stand up
Yeah.
and wave, right?
That's right.